Harvey's hot takes from the field at Skydome following Game 7 of the ALCS, in which the Blue Jays prevailed and move on to the World Series. Here is Bryan Hayes from Overdrive on TSN Radio. Bryan, last week we asked you if this team was close to surpassing the 2015 and 2016 Blue Jays teams in terms of how they would be remembered. Is it safe to say, Bryan, that this team is officially past those teams now?
Yeah, I believe it is officially time to surpass and move past the comparisons with the 2015-26 teams and start moving ahead to 92-93, which is crazy, Jay, because it's been 32 years, and at no point in the last 32 years have we really started discussing that in depth, the idea that they could be chasing down what those great teams in the early 90s did. And it takes nothing away from the 15 and 16 teams. And what made them so special was it was so long in between playoff appearances. And it wasn't the case with this team. But this was so unexpected. When you consider what happened last year, it was such a disappointing year. For them to be this resilient, this good, win the division, beat the Yankees, be down 0-2 against the Mariners in the championship series, and storm all the way back. And I think the biggest comparison that puts this over the top in 2025 compared to 2015. I was in the building, Game 5, ALDS against the Rangers. Jose Bautista hit a 3-run home run in the 7th inning. I never thought I could possibly see a bigger 3-run home run in a 7th inning until tonight. George Springer did it, and he didn't necessarily do it with a bat flip, but he was flying around these bases. This place went absolutely nuts, as loud, if not louder, than what I heard when I was in this building 10 years ago. So the comparisons are crazy, but that team in 15, they didn't get past the championship series. We know in 16 they didn't either. This team is going to a World Series.
And you said it, the Springer home run, the biggest home run of the entire season for the Toronto Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has had some big swings throughout this postseason run. Those are the two faces of this Blue Jays postseason run. In your opinion, Bryan, which of the two deserves more credit for the Jays getting to the World Series?
I think big picture, it's George Springer. I think it's Springer, because without George having the season he had this year, they don't win the division, which means they play in the wild card, which means they have to go to the Yankees if they get through the wild card, which means they don't have home field advantage in Game 7 of a championship series if they get there and play Seattle. So George Springer having one of the great redemption, great comeback seasons in Toronto sports history, certainly the greatest in Blue Jay history. It's not even close. This guy was a legit MVP candidate this year. He was unbelievable. And yes, throughout the playoffs, Vladdy has been a force of nature. Clearly, Vladdy has been the best player on the Blue Jays. I said on your show last night, he's been the best player in baseball, period, throughout the playoffs. But I think it's fitting that it was Springer who hits the home run that we're ultimately going to remember. Vladdy's hit a lot of big ones. The biggest one yet this season came off the bat of George Springer, and he absolutely is the MVP of this team this year, and he is the main reason of all the great reasons. And this was a great team this year. I think if you picked one player, why are they going to the World Series? You got to look first at George Springer.
Now we face the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Just an incredible team, Bryan, as you know. How much of a chance are you giving this Blue Jays team to win 4 games and win their 3rd World Series title?
Listen, it's an uphill battle. There's no denying that. The Dodgers, they're a dynasty. They just completely dismantled Milwaukee. They've dismantled everyone they've faced in the playoffs, and they're obviously going to be a big favorite coming into this. But the Blue Jays love playing at home, and they have home field advantage. They may get Bo Bichette back. I think if Bichette returns, that's going to have a significant impact on what could happen come the World Series. And we keep talking about comparisons. We just talked about 15 and 16, Jays on Jays. We talked about the Jays in 92 and 93. I'd use the Raptors comparison from 2019. That team kept building and building and building, and they ran into a dynasty in the final. And it was the Golden State Warriors. And yes, Durant went down, and yes, Clay went down. The point being is, I think a lot of people around the world went into that series thinking, this is it for the Raptors. This is when all of a sudden they just simply can't get over this hurdle. It's too big. It's too great. It's a dynasty, the Golden State Warriors. We all know what happened in that series. These are why you play the games. The Blue Jays have a ton of confidence. They have home field advantage. It will not be easy, but yes, it is possible.
Game 1, Friday at Skydome. This guy joined us from Skydome. He's always great. It's Bryan Hayes. It's been Harvey's Hot Takes.
Hot Takes is presented by Harvey's. This fall, add crispy jalapenos and ghost pepper sauce to your Harvey's Angus burger and poutine. Now that's smoking hot. Harvey's, it's a beautiful thing.